What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Who dat? Saints win 28-13. Try to tell y'all, bro. Your boy is in fuego. Your boy is in fuego on his Saints picks. Only red-blooded male who had the Saints beat the Packers. When everybody was jumping on the hype train, who said, can't lose 5 starters and 8 coaches and go on the road and win the SEC. SEC, the NFL. And then when everybody was jumping ship, who said they're going to New England and winning? Oh, by the way, Mac Jones is throwing 2 picks. Well, I was wrong. He threw 3 picks. Anyway, y'all just keep coming back. Just keep coming back. All right, let's say some good mornings. Great win for the Saints. 28-13. It got a little nervous there in the fourth quarter after the Patriots scored to make it 21-13. So it was 8-point game. It was a one-score game. Offense hadn't done much in the second half. Of course, the only points in the second half for the Saints had been the pick six 10 seconds into the half to make it 21-3. But when they needed it, 13 plays, 75 yards, chewed up 6:45 off the clock, all downhill. Who is going to impose their will? The Saints did it. It was awesome to see, man. It was awesome to see they just line up and play bully ball when they needed to. And I'll keep saying it, man. The cavalry's on the way. Mike Thomas is coming back. Eric McCoy is coming back. Will Lutz is coming back. Thank God, because my guess is Alex Gross ain't going to be the Saints kicker after yesterday anymore. 2 misses, including one that amounted to a glorified extra point. But remember, Lutz, having been on short-term IR, he is eligible to come back now. So, actually, wait, hang on. Let me check that. Did he start on PUP? Or did he start short-term IR? Well, it's not short-term IR anymore. It's on IR. Okay, so 3 weeks. Okay, that's right. It was Lutz, Vanette, and Will Clapp. So you got to be at 3 weeks. So they're all eligible to come back. So Lutz, if he's healthy, can come back this week. So Lutz can come back this week. You're going to get Mike Thomas back. You're going to get Eric McCoy back. You're going to get Quan and Davenport and Onyemata back. I mean, you're going to get better. So I said all throughout this, man, just get to your bye. Get through week 5. Get to week 6, your open date. Get to your bye above 500. Get there 3-2. Now, all you got to do is win one of your next 2 to achieve that. And guess what? You're winning this week in the Dome against the Giants. Like, book it. Money line, if you're in a Survivor, Saints, they're going to win this weekend. You ain't got to wait till Friday for my prediction. Kelly Presley, good morning. Andrew Brister, good morning. Truax, John Hilburn, good morning from Birmingham. Lowell Cormier, good morning. Andrew Brister, saw that. Auburn fired their wide receiver coach. So it is funny, right? How we marry ourselves to these ideas all throughout the summer, and they start playing games, and it's funny to see how things shift. For example, I don't think anybody was sitting here thinking Auburn or Arkansas in Tiger Stadium was going to be a challenge. All of a sudden, that looks like a really tough game. Now, to Auburn, Andrew, what's interesting is in the summer when like the early point spreads came out, LSU was a 7-point favorite over Auburn. Remember, Auburn was projected this year, their Vegas win total was 7. Like they were projected to be a 7-5 football team this year. Auburn was. So, the fact that, so we talked about, what are we going to learn about them going to Happy Valley? Because they blew out their first 2 opponents, but you had, Akron, who's one of the worst teams in FBS, and then I think it was Alabama State, from the SWAC. So, all right, you won a couple of games 60-0, but you beat nobody. Well, they went to Penn State and actually played a really tough football game, white out, all that sort of stuff, and they had a shot, to win it. You come up short, then you got to come home against Georgia State, ho-hum, lazy day, letdown spot for sure. And they almost got popped. So TJ Finley became the hero. We'll see what Auburn team comes to Baton Rouge on Saturday, but that's why you play them, man. But yeah, Auburn did fire their wide receiver coach. I don't know that that's really I'm not inside the Auburn program. What do I know? But I think LSU got a great shot. I mean, I picked them to beat Auburn before the season started. That was one of the wins I thought that they get. Certainly wavered on a lot of stuff after UCLA, but it was nice to see the adjustments defensively against Mississippi State. So let's see what they can do, man. Really good run offense from Auburn. That'll be the challenge. Brian and Pin, good morning from Winsboro. Great weekend for the Tigers. Saints won. I want to say Auburn should have lost that game. The SC reps are terrible. Yeah, Auburn got a call, man. There's no doubt. They got a call last year, too, against Arkansas. Derek Thomas, terrible football weekend for me. Bulldogs, Chiefs, Delta Devils all lost. Well, I'm sorry for that, Derek, but it's just gonna keep getting better. Actually, I can't guarantee you that it keeps getting better. It'll probably get better for the Chiefs. The other two probably not. Brian loved your rant yesterday. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Some of y'all have kind of been goading me to do that. These like Scone Stradamus post-game rants. So if you're not on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, you can go to the Matt Scone YouTube channel and you'll see it. I pull up a YouTube live like right when the game ended, and I kind of it was like more like it was like a pro wrestler promo, like stand-up promo. So some of you might enjoy that. Check it out. Glenn Laurie, morning Matt. Defense got gets game ball for Saints. Kicker might be on Champagne's last night. Yeah, man, Rosas going to be gone. Here's hoping Will Lutz is healthy and ready to return this week. And defense was awesome and continues to be. And think about it, they're just going to get better. They're like we got to see Pete Warner run around yesterday, make a few plays. Paulson Adebo, physical corner. Pick late in the game by Lattimore was great. Yeah, man, just fun day, dude. Joey Vincent, Kirk Taylor, Pat Huseman, good morning. Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Great win yesterday. Glad Lutz is coming back. Can't be missing 36-yard field goals. Think we can go 4-1 before the bye. Well, Jesse, I'll tell you this. I think they will. I think the Saints will win this weekend at home. All the emotion back in the Superdome, an actual dome field advantage. The Giants just lost to the Falcons. The Giants are miserable. Like the Saints are going to win this week at home against New York. And they'll be 3-1. Then you got to go to Washington football team, and that one's a little tricky, man, because I know what that defense can be. Now, are you facing Taylor Heineke? I mean, can this Saints defense limit that Washington offense? Absolutely. But road game in the NFL is never easy. Let's see who's available for the Saints. We'll get there when it's Washington week. But for now, let's focus on the Saints actually getting back into New Orleans and playing a game in the Dome and having fans there. And, for the first time since the 2019 season, having a full capacity Dome. So it's going to be cool, man. It's going to be great. Let's see. Wonder if Denver drafts Cade York. Think he'll kick a 67-yarder. 66-yard field goal, most Lions way to lose the game. Yeah, I get it. People are excited, and I'm not going to poo-poo it. Justin Tucker made a 66-yard, which is an NFL record. I'm just not going to do backflips over a field goal. I mean, congrats. Cool moment. Not complaining. Are you surprised how similarly these games look to Taysom starts last year? Seems very intentional. Makes me think the quarterback camp battle was closer than I thought. Well, remember, they beat Atlanta with a dink and dunk game. They were embarrassed in Philly, but they also beat Denver. Remember when Denver had a wide receiver playing quarterback, a practice squad wide receiver playing quarterback. So not exactly apples to apples. I think, circumstantially, it's just been really tough. I mean, the offense looked really good week one, didn't they? And they moved the ball yesterday when they needed to. I gotta see this offense with Mike Thomas though. You gotta give your quarterback someone to throw the football to. I mean, at least last year at Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, I'm saying right now that Deontay Harris is the Saints' best wide receiver. He caught all three of his targets yesterday. He's the only one that consistently gets open. Kenny Stills had a big third down conversion yesterday on his only reception. Callaway finally made some plays, which was nice to see. The big touchdown catch was awesome. Little 50-50 ball in the back of the end zone. He came down with it. Anyway, I mean, what about Troutman and Juwan Johnson? Each had a target, neither had a catch. I mean, the Saints are. I was bullish on Troutman this year. Saints are getting 0 out of the tight end position. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what this offense looks like when you have a legit number 1 wide receiver that you can push the ball to. Because they don't have that right now, man. Tim Gotro, the promo rant was great. You have a future in pro wrestling. I just watched a lot of it as a kid. Demario Davis is a unit. Kirk, I think Demario Davis is the best free agent signing the Saints have had after Drew Brees. I think Demario Davis has supplanted Jonathan Vilma as the best free agent signing the Saints have had after Drew Brees. He's incredible. I mean, I would take him over any other inside linebacker in the entire NFL. And I know that means Devin White. So maybe I would take Devin White because of longevity. But for what Demario Davis is for this team, for his size and athleticism, I cannot believe he couldn't stick in New York or Cleveland. I cannot believe nobody saw they had an all-pro linebacker sitting on their roster and just let him walk. Weird. Let's see. Glenn Laurie, good morning. Darren Six Killer, good morning. Was at Fenway last night. It was awesome. There you go. How about the Yankees? Whew. It's going to be a rough day for old Musso today, huh? Lowell Cormier, someone needs to tell Coach Payton opposing teams have figured out the gimmick plays with Hill. Really? Because it certainly seemed like on that last drive, Taysom Hill hurdling a guy and scoring a touchdown seemed to work. A lot of times, Lowell, though, they're using that to set something else up, like with the jump pass, right? I mean, he was going to have the jump pass, but Troutman was covered, so then Taysom ran around right end and got to the first down because he's a freak show. So ain't nobody figured nothing out, bro. When you're that much better and you have numbers, you just win. That's the whole point of it. You're in a single wing. So when the quarterback is the runner, you have an extra blocker. So let's see, Chase, good morning. How about the Ryder Cup? Awesome. Love beating foreigners. Didn't watch a minute of it, but I'm pumped. Mark Vitanovich, Winston doesn't look steady in the pocket. I would say Winston has done a good job of putting 2 hands on the ball, moving around in the pocket, but he's got to know when a play is over and just throw the ball into the 5th row. There's one big criticism I have right now. That's it. How many times, like that internal clock's in your head, bro, you've just got to hurdle it into the stands. Hey, Uncle Mike, good morning. Ted Adams. Thomas on the COVID list. Don't expect him back until after the bye. Yeah, Ted, remember, he started the season on PUP. So that means you can't come, like you missed the first 6 weeks. So he can't come back until week 7. So Thomas won't be eligible to come back until the Seattle game after the bye. Let's see. Jeff McKithen, what's up? Alex Oblanc, good morning. Charlie Cavell, Kyle Milliken. Morning, Matt. Is there any particular area of Auburn's team that concerns you? I haven't watched them at all. For Auburn, it's their running backs, man. Tank Bigsby, Sean Shivers, like they've got dudes that can run the ball. A big, strong, physical rushing attack. So this is I hate to say it this way, but like bring your hard hat, lunch pail type game if you're LSU's defensive front 7. You're going to have to get physical and make some plays. Hey, Kelly Groves, good morning. See, Charlie, after a year and a half, I was honestly expecting Sean Payton to have worked some of Winston's poor decision making out of his game. But see, Charlie, he has some. It's not a finished product, and I'll keep going back to this. Want to see what it looks like with Michael Thomas. What does it look like when he actually has someone who, when everyone in the stadium knows you're throwing him the ball, he still gets open and makes the catch? Look at last night. If you watch Sunday Night Football, the Packers had 37 seconds. 37 seconds. Aaron Rodgers completed 2 passes to get his team in field goal range. Who did he go to both times? Devontae Adams. Why? Because he's a freak show. And everyone knew they were throwing to 17, and it didn't matter because Aaron Rodgers put it up and 17 made a play. Like, that matters. It just matters having that guy. And they don't have it right. Saints don't have it right now, but they will when Thomas comes back. Hey, Dad, good morning. Richie Burt, not doing backflips over a field goal, but it's cool to know you get points every time you cross the 50. Travis Roy, morning, Matt. How surprised are you Roby isn't on the field? Hindsight, wish we would have traded for wide receiver instead. No, I think it's... So... So, I mean, P.J. Williams is your nickel and C.J. is your dime. So if Paulson Adebo is playing better, play the kid, right? I mean, Bradley Roby is going to have his day in this offense. I mean, and you gave up a middle round pick for him in the same vein that, you were leaning on P-Rob and Ken Crawley. Well, I think Bradley Roby's a better option than both of those guys. Depth matters. And you didn't know how Paulson Adebo would play, and he's played really well so far. So, okay, if the kid's playing better, play him. That's fine. But you couldn't make that assumption, and you certainly couldn't know until you saw it. So I get why they did what they did. I'm fine with it. And it was such a low-risk deal. You work the restructure of the contract. It didn't cost you really anything financially. You can cut him after this year, and he's nothing against the cap. I mean, it was a good insurance policy. That's why you have insurance. You hope you never need it, but when you need it, you're glad you do. Dax Jeter, TJ against Max adds an extra layer. I don't think TJ Finley's going to start the game. I've seen that a bunch. I think Bo Nix is going to start. I don't know why after you put TJ in for a series late, although he leads game 1 drive, I don't know why you're like, all right, well, we'll give you your first start here. Maybe not. I mean, Brian Harson's a new coach and do what he wants, but I still think Bo Nix starts. Maybe I'll be wrong. We'll see. Hey, Aunt Sharon, good morning. Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Dax Jeter, LSU opens a 4-point favorite. What does Vegas see that I don't? I mean, it was 7 over the summer, Dax. And Vegas is trying to set a line to get action on both sides. So there's going to be people who aren't believers in LSU yet, and then there's going to be people who look at that line as short, they can put money on Auburn. So, but remember, LSU was 7 over the summer. Sean Comiskey, good morning, Matt. In regards to LSU, who do we blame the regression of the running backs? I think you probably have, a couple of things, Sean. I think number one, you might have some recruiting misses, but it's way too early to say with guys like Kiner and Goodwin. I mean, these guys could be really good backs. They're true freshmen. And we haven't seen John Emery this year yet. So you'd really only kind of be talking about Ty Davis Price, and I think we know what Ty Davis Price is. Bigger problem, I would say, honestly, is offensive line. When your backs are getting hit at the line of scrimmage, then you have to have guys that can get yards after contact. That's why I think a lot of people have been high on Kiner. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things. A lot to do with the offensive line. Glenn Laurie, love seeing your grandpa and dad putting down the whiskey and cigar Saturday afternoon. Yeah, man. My dad, my Gramps came by. It was cool. To Don Juan. Gramps was holding court, man. Let's see, Shelby, is the Lattimore issue over with, or is the can being kicked down the road? So, Shelby, I did talk about this over the summer. with Lattimore's arrest. Like, I actually went and read the NFL rule book because I was curious. It is up to the commissioner's discretion on punishment, and because it was both non-violent in nature and because the player has a clean record, like no previous transgressions, he can just be fined. So I think they're waiting to let the legal process play out. And if charges are dropped or it's a lesser or whatever, he may just be fined, and that's that. Kyle Milliken, Matt, Deontay Harris is so dynamic. I wish they'd find more ways to get him the ball. He looks much improved as a receiver. Hey, man, he caught every one of his targets in the Bears game last year in the playoffs. And I think that's when everyone looked and went, okay, he's a receiver. Like, he's not just a return. I mean, he's an all-pro returner, but he's actually an NFL caliber wide receiver. It sucks that he's like 5'8", I mean, or 5'7", whatever he is. But, I mean, of course, you'd rather a bigger target with a bigger catch radius. But, yeah. He may end up being the number 2 that develops opposite Michael Thomas on this team. Could be. David Wallace, happy LSU won. Not every team we play will make many mistakes that Mississippi State made. A lack of running game will haunt LSU. Probably, David. I mean, I think that was kind of the takeaway from Whiskey and Wine was, listen, you have a micro and a macro point of view. The micro is the big picture of the season as a whole, which is, yes, this is a flawed football team. Yes, they have a tough schedule, and yes, they're going to lose games along the way. But the micro is, let's look at Saturday, which is, you went on the road and you won a conference game, and you played defensively a scheme that worked to perfection against a team that set an SEC single game passing record against you a year ago, and you went into their place and won. So at 11 a.m. and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, man, I'm happy with I'll never take a win for granted, man. Charlie Cavell, awesome human being, 56, man of God, 100% agree. Yeah, Demario Davis, no doubt. Dale Broussard to Sage Ryan, ready to go. Should be. Shelby O-line is the primary issue with the running game. Jerry, Tigers in the pros going to run long today. Mondays after NFL. How about Jamar Chase, 2 more touchdowns? Jeez. Youngest receiver in NFL history to score 4 touchdowns through his first 3 games. The previous was Randy Moss. Randy had 3 through his first 3 games. Reagan Lee, looks like Finley's going to have a shot at LSU. Man, everyone can't seem to say that. I don't know that they're going to start Finley. Maybe I'm dead wrong. Maybe I'll be dead wrong. I think that was one of those things where coming off the Auburn game and Bo Nix was just scuffling. They needed an injection of life, and they got it in Finley. I don't think he's going to start this weekend, though. Maybe I'll be wrong. Let's see. Jump back over here to YouTube. By the way, if you're on Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you're on YouTube, please smash that like button. Reminder, y'all, Rock and Wine, October 30th. That is the LSU open date, benefiting the Brock Foundation, which provides athletic training services to high schools all around the area for free. So that's what the Brock Foundation does. So great event over at the Renaissance Hotel. Food from the best restaurants in town, live music, auction items. It's going to be a really cool event. Y'all check it out. brortho.com. brortho.com. Trivia Carter. Gamecoin news. There's lots of Gamecoin news. It's pumped back up over 0.004. It got to 0.042 yesterday. It's 0.041. I checked this morning. And 2 large donations made last week, and I believe you're going to have 2 more announced this week. So that's really positive. And then a lot of their partnerships as well that are being made public, and the inevitable move to a mainstream crypto exchange is coming as well. It's exciting, just exciting. Any news on Andy Reid? Mark, I just saw the same thing everybody else saw last night, which was that he was taken to the hospital, and certainly hope that he's okay. The fact that Jameis had to use Kenny lets you know how the wide receiver is going. It's true. Let's see. Brian, Facebook is messing up. Had to switch. Do you see Joe Burrow and Chase yesterday? I thought Chase couldn't catch the ball. Four touchdowns for 3 games. Certainly looks okay, huh? Did that narrative take off this summer? Bunch of March cheese. Wow. It would be awesome if when Jefferson contracts up, the Bengals go after Jefferson. Be a marriage in heaven, LSU North, LOL. Yeah, I don't think that Minnesota is going to let Justin Jefferson get away. I mean, you see the value of having a true number 1, and he is that. I don't see him getting out of Minnesota, bro. Good morning, Scone. If O beats Auburn, will that take the heat off O, or is anything less than 9-3? He's gone. So, Jeffrey, I will say again what I have said. I have been consistent. I have said this all offseason and through this year because this is what I was told this offseason. 9-3, safe. 8-4, how does it look? 7-5, he's going to be gone. I've said that a bajillion times, and until someone with any position of authority tells me differently, then I'm not wavering off of that. So that's it. I mean, I think they will be underdogs at Ole Miss and at Bama. And I don't know that they can win either of those games. Could they win every other game on their schedule? Yeah, they could. Could they beat Auburn? Yeah. Can they go to Kentucky and win? Sure. Can they beat Florida at home? Yeah. Can they beat Arkansas at home? Yeah. ULM? Can they beat A&M and Zach Calzada at home? Yeah. Will they win all those? I don't know. Let's see. Let's let it play out and see. Thoughts on Bucks Rams? Rams are really good, man. And I am really glad to see Tampa lose. Division's open, y'all. SPC 16-8. Oh, God, it is 750. Sorry. Matt, Max quarterback draws. I would love to see it. Did kind of get hurt when he got slammed to the ground. He did, but he got back up. Flott played well Saturday. He did. Needs to be your poll question if Finley starts against LSU. I guess we'll get that soon. Did you see Condon's rant about Stanley? I did not. Irfan Sayad, good morning. Rapping Batches, good morning. Never buying stocks on my own, but it took a shot on GameCoin for the hell of it. Smart man. Hold on to it. You think Tiger Stadium is rocking at 8 p.m. And it's not a stock, by the way. Crypto is not a stock. It is important notation. A stock is just a theory, right? All right, almost done, y'all. Gonna get him up, get him out to St. Lillian. What were we talking about? Oh, yes. So remember, not a stock. Crypto is not a stock. You actually own that representative code on the blockchain. So important notation. Kirk, you think Tiger Stadium is rocking at 8 o'clock? I think it'll be the best crowd. So look, they won night game. Auburn coming in. Auburn's going to bring people. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I wish it was 6:30 and not 8 o'clock, but yeah, or 6 o'clock. But yeah, instead of 8. But yeah, I think it'll be great. Good win for the Saints. Didn't like Jameis' answer about the ball. Threw it for that touchdown. Good morning. The LSU fans are actually mad. We basically played prevent the whole game. Remember when McElwain said LSU fans are smart? Me too. Connor, I'm with you, man. Listen, here's the counter argument, Connor. Has LSU played that style of defense any other game this year? You've seen 4 games now. Did you see that against any other team they played? Right, because it's team specific. It was game specific. It was a strategy against that offense, which you're not going to see that offense again the rest of the year. You did what you had to do to win. I mean, you held to 3 points through 2.5 quarters. And people are like, oh, well, what happened late? I don't know what happened late. Mike Leach had found, so he's a good offensive coach. They moved the ball, but you put yourself in a position where you're up 3 scores late in the third quarter, and you won the game. And it wasn't you weren't actually threatened to lose that game. Anyway, I made the mistake of benching Justin Jefferson in fantasy football. Jason Hatcher, LSU O-line is the worst in years. They can't pass block, run block. And that is a big problem. There's no doubt. And somebody did mention that all throughout the offseason by saying over and over again, just because you have everybody back from a unit that wasn't good doesn't mean you're automatically better. And a lot of people crapped on me and said I'm just negative and I hate the team and hate the coach and blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I'm just the only one who will shoot y'all straight and tell you honest. Anyway. Sean Boom. Scone Stradamus comes through again. All right, we're done. I got to go get Drew to school. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. Locked on LSU coming up in a little bit. If you have not yet done so, please subscribe to the Locked on LSU podcast. AFR at 3. Scone and T new episode drops today as well. So if you're not subscribed to Scone and T podcast, please subscribe up there as well. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.